Hello, this is Mary, the Psychic Animist, coming to you from Rivers Bend Sanctuary. And we are now on week 11 of the Tarot series. So this week we are talking about the Wheel of Fortune, which is this lovely card. This is from the Rider-Waite deck, and this card has so much symbolism. And actually I did print off something I wanted to read from you from the Labyrinthos, I believe. Labyrinthos. And it's just the description of the card and what it really means. It's because there is so much in here, so much information. So again, this is coming from Labyrinthos, which is a pretty nice site if you're looking for any information on tarot cards. So it says, the Wheel of Fortune is one of the most highly symbolic cards in the deck, filled with signs that each have its own meaning. At the center of the card lies a giant wheel covered in esoteric symbols. There are different creatures that surround the wheel: the angel, the eagle, the bull, and the lion. They are related to 4 fixed signs in the zodiac: Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. These 4 animals are also representatives for the 4 evangelists in Christian traditions, which is perhaps the reason that they are all adorned with wings. The books that each of the creatures hold represents the Torah, which communicates wisdom and self-understanding. The snake indicates the acts of descending into the material world. On the wheel itself rides a sphinx that sits at the top and what appears to be either a devil or Anubis himself arising at the bottom. These 2 Egyptian figures are representative of both the wisdom of the gods and kings, in the case of the Sphinx, and the underworld, Anubis. They are rotating forever in a cycle and suggest that as one comes up, the other goes down. And this is very symbolic of what this card really entails, what it means. And I pulled, let's see, what do I got? 7 total cards to share with you guys, because this is just a fascinating card. And when you pull it, it is so much about, you know, our cycles in life, the ups and downs, you know, karma. Some people go on the karmic, karmic senses, whether we have created good karma or we're repaying bad karma. It's all this cycle that everything goes. So it's about fate, but it's also, about, that we can change things. So yes, there are things that are set, I believe, that can also indicate reincarnation, but it's about, there are some things we have no control over. And that's okay. So I like when pulling this card, if it pulls up reversed, especially, that I always tell, the person I'm reading for that it's not your fault. There's a cycle. Things happen. There are things that we have no control over. And the Wheel of Fortune is really symbolic of that things are always moving, things are always changing. This is from the Mary L. Tarot. Very symbolic. This deck is a little darker than normal. I do love the representation here of the boat with the flower there and but see how she's blinded too. And for me, that represents that, she doesn't have control. And the thing is, yes, it's saying she doesn't really have control or doesn't see what's happening in the future, but know that we, even though there are some things that aren't controllable, we do still have our free will. So we can alter the path, but yet know that the cycle is always going to happen. This can create chaos. So that's one thing with this card, especially, pulling using one of the darker decks, that the Wheel of Fortune can just indicate that there's chaos that's going to happen. Things are going to change. There's unpredictability. It can be good luck, change of fortune. But it's just reminding you that the wheel is turning. Things are always changing. Now, if you pull this, the normal, more positive deck, or the lighter aspect is really about, it's telling you good things are coming. So things are changing, things are going to come for the better, to direct your energy, to focus on what you want, look at things from different perspectives, that kind of thing. Synchronicities, coincidences, like I said, reincarnation, all kinds of things. This is from the Light Seers deck. And I love that she's got that freedom. But do you notice that the smoke, you've got the gray and the white. So it's a balance, right? That things change. Things are always changing, just like, the description on the regular one, how there's Anubis and the Sphinx, how it's always when one's up, one's down. It's just a balancing act, and it's just a change. It's a continual motion, right? And this one is, oh, what deck is this? I forget now. I forget which one this is. But this is a beautiful deck. Now the owls here, if you notice, this one has a little bit different symbolism. So you do have the snake, and the snake is about, releasing what, what doesn't serve you anymore. And you see there's bats in there, and there's owls. The owls usually bring clarity. Bats help you with your intuition. So, with this card, it's really about bringing in, seeing the whole picture, releasing, what is ready to be released on this wheel that keeps changing, keeps turning and moving. So, we can't stop what's happening. Things are always going to change, always going to move. Let's see. Oh, this one isn't interesting, from the She Tarot. And this tells of a story of these three women, three sisters that guard this area, that there's the well there. And it tells of how it's like the double-edged sword. So in the lore here, there was a king, I believe, that attacked these three sisters, and what happened is, the well dried up. There wasn't anybody there anymore. Things were chaotic then. And so it's got to be giving respect to what is happening as well. And this one's pretty neat. It's like she's offering the bounty. She's offering, the one in the back is offering a drink of water to those, say, knights or whomever who are, on their path and need to rest. And if you notice way up here, the third sister, she's, calling, is she calling in a storm? Is she trying to ward off a storm? I'm not sure. But, you look at how they are working together, and it's always still the Wheel of Fate, right? Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fate. Here is a more simple one. This is from the Anima Monday. And this is just a simple wheel, like from a boat. But if you notice the bones that are there on the bottom, so it's all, and the stars, in the sky. So again, this is all about, that things are turning, things are changing, and again, to direct your energy, to focus on what you want, look from different perspectives. Synchronicities are happening, blessings, go with the flow type of thing. Just remember, things are two-sided, right? Let me pull, I've got two more cards here. This one from the Celtic Dragon. I love books, so this is kind of interesting how this is. The Grimoire of Life, the wheel turns, learn to ride with the dragons, which really is just telling you to go with the flow, right? This one's different. This is from the Cosmovisions Oracle, which is very much like a tarot deck. You can mirror. So this is the map, which is a mirror of the Wheel of Fortune. And so the life map is all about all of our lives. Everything that, like, every piece here is one of our lives. It's decisions, it's changes, it's compromise, it's everything, how everything works together. And it's being able to pick, like this card will tell you, how to work with, being able to pick apart one thing to really investigate. But it's just another aspect of how some things are predetermined, some things are fate, some things are not, but everything is always changing. So what happens when we pull this reversed? That is a question. I'll hold that one up for you guys because it's so cool. So, reversed is going to be that you're not going with the flow. Oh, not going with the flow. You're having some bad luck happening. You're not handling change well, not handling it with grace. And that's, what that means a lot of times. Misfortune, karmic stuff is coming up. You need to relinquish control as it's not working the way that you're doing it. It's, that the normal ups and downs of life are coming to you right now. If it's reversed, it's going to be, you're not necessarily having a great time right now, but it's a lesson that you will learn, and you'll come out on the other side better. So when you pull this reversed, it's not, it's not like that's pulling the Tower, although the Tower is pretty cool to pull reversed too. But or not like the tower where, everything comes crashing down. So when things are not going that great for you, it doesn't mean you're going to hit rock bottom with the Wheel of Fortune. But it is a lesson. It's something that, will change the way that you look at things, cause you to look from different perspectives. That's the lesson here when you go against the flow of this wheel. It's meaning you're not in control. Let's see, I'll hold this one up again. So if you pull this, let's see, we usually do our love and career and finances. So, okay, if you pull this upright in regards to love, most of the time that means that there's adjustments that need to be made, but you guys are doing it together. Usually that means that things are going to work out. It's maybe a little bumpy, but things, you guys are going to handle this together, or you're going to do the changes you need to do. But it does not mean the end to your relationship. For career, and again, this is all upright. For career, it's actually very good. This is good luck. Advancement is most likely going to happen. Adaptations have, that you've went with the flow are working very good in your favor. So for career, this is a good card to pull upright. Finances, it just means there's flexibility happening, and it could mean that you might lose some, might gain some. It's just that allow that adaptive. Okay, I'm just going. Allow yourself, to just go with the flow, to allow the changes to occur. And if you pull this reversed, it definitely can be more on the negative side pulling it reversed. For overall, it's just like we went over. It's most likely bad luck. You're kind of on the downside. Just go with the flow. Don't resist, kind of thing. If you pull this for love, most of the time this means there's some external things, factors that are interfering with your relationship. It could mean your love life is kind of out of control. You need to bring things back center, bring things back into balance on what's going on there. Career-wise, it can be, things aren't going well because you've failed to adapt. You've failed to grow with the changes that have occurred. It could be that you're trying to force past solutions that don't work anymore. So that is for career. And for finance, you should prepare because there can be some unexpected downs in the financial, in your finances and changes. So that is for reversed. So which card do you like most? I actually love this Mariel Tarot, this card here. I think it's beautiful. And I do love the story, from the She Tarot as well. So, yes, I think that is about it. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, thank you for doing our numero 10. So the 10th card in the Major Arcana. Oh, yes, and I forgot to mention the element that this represents is fire, and the planet is Jupiter. So again, the wheel is always moving, always changing. Thank you very much for another week of fun tarot, and we will continue on next week. See you later. Love ya.